Hello, and welcome to the Peace, Mind, and Body Yoga Challenge. So last week, we went over a full yin yoga sequence. So this week, we are going to focus on a different style of yoga. This style is called Vinyasa. Vinyasa is a method of yoga in which the movements form a flowing sequence in coordination with the breath. This style is also referred to as flow yoga. Vinyasa yoga can help improve your energy levels while promoting relaxation and also lowering your stress levels. This style also helps in building muscle strength. Because of some of the challenging poses that can be done, you're starting to build endurance and strength training throughout your practice. This week, we will start with a level 1 Vinyasa class. When you are ready, we will go ahead and get started in an easy seat. If you would like to place a pillow or a block underneath your sit bones, you're more than welcome to do that. Providing a little bit more support underneath your sit bones and lengthening your spine. And as you make your way into a comfortable position, start to slow down your breathing. Taking deep inhales in through the nose as your stomach rises. Then exhaling out through the nose, pulling your stomach in closer to the spine. As you do this, start to slow down your thoughts, trying to connect to yourself in this current moment. If you would like to set an intention, I give you the space to do so. If you do not have an intention, focus on letting go. Letting go of whatever is holding you back from being in this current moment, or letting you relax, being still. Letting go of whatever that may be so that you can be present in this moment for yourself. Exhaling all the air out of you. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Part the lips and slowly exhale out through the mouth. Taking another deep inhale in through the nose. Part the lips and slowly exhale out through the mouth. Doing this breath on your own for a few more times. Pressing out anything that you do not want with you or whatever may be holding you back. If you are sitting on a prop, removing that from underneath your sit bones. Then inhaling your arms up overhead. And taking your right hand and placing it flat onto the mat. Start to lower your torso to the right side of the mat, making your left hand follow your body. Feeling a stretch in your left side. Taking your gaze and looking on the outside of your left arm. Making sure you're keeping your left hip down on the mat to create a deeper stretch in your left side. On an inhale, inhaling both arms up to center. Taking your left hand and placing it flat onto the mat. And letting your torso bend to the left side, having your right arm follow your torso, creating a stretch in the right side body. Letting your gaze go on the outside of your right arm, making sure you're breathing, and pressing your right hip down into the mat, creating a deeper side body stretch. Inhaling up to center, And then exhaling, forward fold, bringing both hands flat on the mat in front of you, keeping both sit bones flat onto the mat, and allowing a stretch in the lower back. Inhaling your arms back up overhead, doing the same movement, lowering your right hand down onto the mat, taking your torso and your left body and bending to the right side. Inhaling back up to center. Exhaling, taking your left hand and placing it on the mat, bending your torso to the left side, creating a stretch in the right side body. Inhaling back up to center, and exhale, forward fold at the hips, bringing your arms down. Then inhaling back up to center, doing this movement on your own breath. Making sure you're breathing, keeping both sit bones flat onto the mat, and listening to your body as you move through this flow. Trying to stay connected with yourself. Giving your mind, your body, that space that you need. And when you have gone through the flow, switching out your legs, then inhaling your arms back up overhead, taking your left hand and placing it on your outer right thigh, placing your right hand and placing it on the mat behind you, and twisting, looking over your right shoulder. Making sure you're not sitting backwards, you're sitting up straight. Your sit bones are flat onto the mat. And inhaling your arms back up to center. And exhaling, placing your right hand on the outer left thigh, the left hand behind you, and taking your gaze over your left shoulder. Making sure you're breathing, feeling the stretch, scanning your body, seeing if there's a difference between this side and the other side. And on your next inhale, releasing the pose and placing your hands flat on the mat in front of you, pressing your hips up and uncurling your feet and pressing up into a tabletop position. Making sure that your shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over your knees, the top of your feet are flat on the mat, and your head is looking straight down, making a straight line of energy from your head down to your tailbone. And on an inhale, pressing down into cow, dropping your belly, gaze slightly lifted, pulling your shoulders back, creating an arch within your back. Making sure you're breathing. And on an exhale, pressing firmly into your hands, into cat, pulling the mid of your back up towards the ceiling, pulling your tailbone in, as if somebody is lifting you up with a string. Letting your head drop and hang heavy. And on an inhale, dropping your belly down to the mat into cow. Exhaling, curling your spine back up into cat. Inhaling and dropping your belly down to cow. And continuing this movement on your own breath. Making sure you're breathing. Connecting your movement with your breath. If you would like to move your hips from side to side, getting rid of any tightness that you may have, doing some chest rotations, doing whatever you feel that you need in this current moment. And when you are ready, meeting in a tabletop position. On an exhale, lower down to a puppy pose, pressing your hips back while lowering your chest down to the mat, keeping your elbows straight and lifted off of the mat. Relaxing your forehead on the floor, stretching your arms straight out in front of you, creating a slight arch in your upper back to give your spine and shoulder a gentle stretch. Making sure you're breathing, you're keeping your elbows straight, and not allowing your torso to sink in the middle. On an inhale, pressing into your hands, lifting your hips up. And on an exhale, dropping your hips down into an upward facing dog, lowering your hips down to the mat, pressing into your hands, making sure your arms are fully extended, pulling your shoulders back, and keeping your torso lifted, making sure that you're breathing. On an inhale, pressing your hips up, taking your knees the width distance of the mat, bringing your big toes together, sitting down onto your heels. Start to lower your torso down to the mat, extending your arms straight out in front of you, pressing firmly into your hands, pushing your hips back down a little bit deeper, creating a stretch within your lower back and your hips. Letting your belly hang in between your thighs. And making sure that you're breathing. You can take a few deep belly breaths here. Inhaling in through the nose. Parting the lips and exhaling out through the mouth. Taking another inhale in through the nose. Part the lips and exhaling out through the mouth. Starting to slow down your breathing. Being connected in this moment of stillness. Remembering the intention that you set in the beginning. And if you did not have an intention, the focus was on letting go. Letting go of whatever is holding you back from you being able to connect to yourself, to be in this current moment. Remembering that whatever feeling that you're feeling right now does not have to stay on this mat. You can take it with you the rest of the evening, the day, the morning, however long you would like to take this with you. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.